Lab, thank you for 46 months. Astonishing. Arthur, hello. Nadine, hello. Shiny day to you all. It's a day. Doing some dinkum sounds illegal. Hello, I'm here. Against my better wishes. Didn't have the best night. But there's work to do and there's asses to kick. That's what I'm telling myself. 2 months away from my 4-year university. Yeah. It's 4 years, huh? That's a lot of months. It's fun. I've been doing this for 12 years at this point. Online content, not streaming on this channel. How time flies. Do let me know if this microphone is being weird. To give me an existential crisis. I can do that on my own. Don't worry. Updates about the channel. Since we're talking about it, there's a new command for my mods to define words if needed, because I often don't know words and or to pronounce it. So mods can do like that. So now I can know how a word is pronounced, and there's also like the meaning of it if necessary. It's kind of a janky solution, but it does the job. There's 2 APIs being called. One that is the pronunciation. One that is the meaning, and that comes from God, I can't think. Let me start that thought again. I call an API that gives me the meaning, and that also has the pronunciation. And then if that API doesn't have the pronunciation, it calls a different one that will have it. And if the word isn't found in their library, they kind of like do some guessing. So most words will have like a pronunciation, even if it's not quite right. And if it can't find the word, it'll just tell you I couldn't. So that's how that works. I wrote that on Sunday. Just I suddenly felt like I could, and I did. That's about it for that thought. Let's just go into art. Because I have 3 thumbnails to make today. 2 of them are Bloodborne. Because this Wednesday's video is the previous Sunday's video that we didn't upload because we uploaded the Sky one. So that's going up tomorrow. And then next Sunday, it's back to regular schedule. And there's a Dragon's Dogma video in between that I also have to make a thumbnail for. So 3 thumbnails today. Gonna be in and out of lurking. Well, I hope you enjoy your time. You can kind of tell where the define command got its pronunciation from, because the regular definitions service gives you the general American one, I think, from the few words that I got, and the other service gives you the British pronunciation. So you can see that spore is transcribed as spore because British. That little sad symbol. Like the very sad face with the 2 dots is a long O sound. In case you were wondering. I'm sure none of you were. Sad spore, yeah. Either do ski ski ski. I should pull up my notes for this. No one look at my notes. This is from the 7th. And this stream, Julia was not into it. Much like how I'm not very here today. Also, new Julia tattoo. I don't know if you guys saw that. She got her Kentucky Route Zero tattoo that she was wanting to get for like forever. I need to get a tattoo. I know at least 2 tattoo artists. Somehow. Should make use of that familiarity. But one of them went to a different city. I believe they were in like London a couple months ago. Been all over the world. I want a screen cap of the one reborn. Though it's gonna be a little difficult to get a proper screenshot because it's just a mass of nastiness. Hard for it to show up. I was tempted to redo the Sky thumbnail from last Sunday. Because that video didn't perform very well. I think it's because people just weren't super interested in it. Or super interested in clicking on it, I should say. Need to sell it a bit better, but I don't know if I have the brain to do that today. Doing 4 thumbnails will take me forever. Maybe because coffee will carry me through. It won't. Coffee doesn't do shit for me. But it tastes good. Caught cheating live on stream. That's actually really good. I'm gonna write that down. Could be like that game company calls cheating. Okay. See, this is why I do this live. Sometimes chat will have bad ideas and than I could come up with on my own. Just from virtue of a different brain thinking about it. If I'm feeling adventurous, I will redo that thumbnail after I'm done with the ones that I do need to get through. You should start watching VODs on Twitch again. If you want to. It's not your job to come up with ideas, it's mine. I need to step up my game. I do think there might have been some like YouTube treated that video differently based on our previous video. Because on our previous video where I put Nathan's face on it, a lot of people clicked on it, but they didn't watch most of the video. They were like intrigued as to why Nathan was in the thumbnail, but they didn't watch the whole way through. And I think that made it so that our following upload didn't get pushed to as many people as it usually would. Because the views from subscribers were fine, but the views from suggestions were lower. So I feel like YouTube just didn't suggest that video as much. The all bangers during the stream break. Thank you. It's a little bit easier when I can do them whenever and not at a set time of the day, but also I can catch myself doing it way too close to upload date, which could be dangerous. So I like this forced interaction of doing it now and getting it done. Still got a subtitle tomorrow's video, this one. And I don't know if I'll have time to subtitle the Dragon's Dogma one. I want to, but I've been kind of behind, so I want to be more behind. If I could come up with a better system, it would be nice, but it takes some finagling. That because I have to get work done, I don't really have time to finagle. Oh, I'm gonna dress on this one. Short-lived, but it does have it. Not sure what approach I want. Actually, I kind of do. I'm gonna be very dramatic. I had to clean up my screenshot folder. I don't have enough facepalm gifts for work these days. They're tasting? Yeah. Testing your patience. Once again, I see. God, I really need to. I need to get my head in the game. How do I want to do this? Actually, I think I want to take him out. I'm gonna do it by painting him out first and then inverting the mask. It'll make it easier to follow his weird ass body shape. In theory. Let's get all of these nubbins in. The lanky arms. Can do more cleanup later. I will get most of the outline figured out. To the best of my abilities. My drawing tablet is dirty. Can feel the pen scratching in some spots. Snaggle, hello. Shiny day to you. Give me a moment as I try to get some of the shmoo out of my screen tablet. You're so tired. I feel you. I am very tired today as well. Do you have a one-person size slow cooker, which is neat? Not like a one person's meals. If you had the implements to cook an entire person, I would be impressed. Where's my screen cleaning kit? I don't think I have it here. Well, that's annoying. It's fine. That's kind of what a bathtub is. I guess you could slow cook someone in a bathtub. I wouldn't recommend it though. At VCO, they had to go into Durham and do some shopping. A lights make you tired and your feet hurt. You got your hair trimmed entirely too much outside. I've been meaning to do some shopping, but I keep waking up entirely too late and not having the energy to do it. A few days ago, my sister found some microwave meals that didn't suck. And they were very useful these past couple of days because we don't have working kitchen right now. So just plopping something a couple minutes in the microwave is very handy. But they only sell them at the one supermarket downtown. Which means going downtown. Which in turn means walking downtown because I don't know how to drive. And I hate public transport. It's uncomfortable. Although if I go at a time where not many people are traveling, it's probably fine. And public transport is good. I just don't like people. The eternal dilemma of public transport. Yeah. Yes, lap. That's something I should know. Did you tell me about your neighbor the other night? The guy that was taking out the trash and you helped him out? You told me some stuff about it. I don't know if there's more to say. Like he kept you talking. Or he kept talking to you, rather. Was a chauffeur for a long time? Interesting. Like cabs or limousines? It's a discernible shape. Let's grab our paint bucket. Paint the rest of it black. And we'll take that, we'll invert it. So now we have this. Duplicate that. Invert this mask. So now Oh, he's doing limos? Damn. Or was. I was half joking. It's very clearly someone that enjoys talking to people, but everyone who knows is tired of talking to him. I know a few people like that. They're not even that old. Gonna select that. I'm going to shrink the selection by 2 pixels. Actually, I technically need to grow it. Y. I'll invert the selection. And we paint that white. So we don't have this weird colored outline. It's going to sound mean, but you're tired and can't tone adjust. When you feel like people like that should just be taken to socialized at care homes. Because most of the people there will forget if it says something. And there are definitely ways, but much like me going to the supermarket, it means going there. Make this a little darker. And we'll add a levels adjustment tied to this layer. We'll pull up that dynamic range a little bit. Let's leave the mask on top so this is not affecting the mask. And then we'll add another glow. Low intensity, big radius. can get rid of that. Fine, we're gonna take this out of the equation. I'm gonna rasterize some trim. And it's big radius, low intensity. Then we'll apply that to that. Move my keyboard out of the way. Let's just add very dramatic text. Get these in a group so I can move them together. Should like right there. We'll get our marker. Nope. Chisel felt pen. And I use red. Classic YouTuber red. Is that my phone? It sounds weird. The phone's vibration sounded like it was gonna break. Why is this spacing so high? Get rid of the stabilizer. So we can and fill the rest of the arrow in. It's a little lumpy. Just like me. I've talked to a lot of random people over the years. Mainly homeless people. We'll stop for a chat. And I don't care. So I'll just have a quick interaction with them. No, none of those have the eye. I need a bigger desk. Or a smaller keyboard. Although I do have a smaller keyboard. But the problem with that keyboard is that the M key doesn't work consistently. And I would have warranted it. But I started using it a year after I bought it. And it was sitting in storage for that entire time. So it was a little bit beyond what I could claim with the warranty. That was my own fuck up too. I miscalculated the times it would take to ship. Didn't make that mistake a second time though. This bad boy got delivered directly to here. I am tempted to buy another keyboard from that company because their new version of these keyboards are very nice in the sense that they are very customizable. So I wouldn't mind one of those, but smaller. Because the smaller one I have is a version 1, which is still decently customizable, but not to the extent that the new ones are. They also have typewriter style keys. Not by default, but I'm sure you could buy a set of typewriter keycaps. Yeah, you could buy some typewriter style keycaps and get some of their clickies. Because they have new switches and they have fun names. They have a cowberry one. They have a cactus one. There's like 2 more. But basically a brown, a blue or red. And they have a green one, which I believe it's somewhere in between a red and a brown. They're not cheap keyboards though. I should say that up front. I think the problem you were having with the key sticking is related to the drink being spilled on it. Interesting. I guess the one problem with the price range that you purchased that one at is that it's not as durable. But any keyboard, if you drop something on it, it'll have problems. Where's logos? So let's see. Oh, you know what's the funniest shit about the company that I buy keyboards from? It's Newfie, by the way. I was kind of avoiding saying the name, but what's the point? I'm not endorsing them in any way. But they come with this instruction manual. This one is in Chinese because I bought the. Actually, no, this is Japanese. Is it Japanese? No, this is Chinese. Oh, it's both. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. But they come with an instruction manual that has all of the key functions. And it also doubles as a waifu poster. So I have 2 of these now. I know their audience. Yep. I haven't hung any of them because I haven't bought frames for them. But I do think it's really funny that they double as a poster. It's also pretty cool because you're not like, you don't have just a random piece of paper that it's gonna be thrown away immediately. You can actually use it for something else. How useful it is, that's up to the client, but it's at least not immediately wasted paper. If people keep the instructions more, yeah, it's a win-win. God, that's the other problem. All their fucking keyboards are sold out. Well, all of the older runs. Anyways, should not be looking at mechanical keyboards. I'll want to buy one. If I hang on to those until I move up there, you can probably get me some double-sided frames so I can turn them and actually see both sides of it. Ooh, that would be cool, actually. There's a few posters that I need hanging, but I haven't done it because I'm too lazy. Okay, how about trophy anniversary poster? Just chilling behind my TV in its tube. Because I just haven't gotten around to buying frames. I don't remember if my... and I'm curious. Where's the other box? I also have a bunch of keycaps. This... I like 3 sets of keycaps because... oh no, this is a keycap set. Because I wanted shine-throughs. And Newfie didn't offer shine-throughs at first, and then they did. So I bought them. I don't remember where I have the box for my keyboard. It's probably with like a bunch of other boxes, unless it's this one. Box also comes with a waifu. This is the R75. Yeah, that's the instruction manual I showed you. I don't know where the box for my Tinky Less went. Can figure that out on my own time. This thumbnail also requires a number. Copy that, paste it into here. We'll do a classic flip horizontal, flip vertical. Actually, I don't need to flip it horizontal, I only need to flip it vertical. I lied. It was the other way around, I only need the horizontal flip. And this is number 9. Hello there, Nadine. You missed me. Well, you missed the conversation about people not having other people to talk to and me showing off my waifu posters. That's the extent of the conversation that has been happening. In case you were curious. We're gonna call this thumbnail done, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Niece made your sister go visit and then fell asleep in the car. Classic kid move. Make everyone work for nothing. I'm being negative, I'm sorry. You read chat? Okay. I don't know how it works on mobile. Like whether it loads previous things. Or if you probably just left the stream open. That would be a smart thing to do. Technically, the next one on the list is Dragon's Dogma, but since the one that we have... God. Can I form a sentence? Just in any language. Since the... God, why am I starting that sentence that way? That's not where I want to go. Since we still have to do another Bloodborne thumbnail, I'm just gonna skip right over to that. Full sentences are overrated. Maybe dumb, but sure, pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that, Nanners. Shiny day to you. Speaking of shiny day, I've been slacking on my critical role, and I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, and I've seen a lot of Sam Riegel responding to people after everyone says it's a very emotional episode. So I'm concerned, to say the least. Careful about spoilies. I don't really care. Obviously, I wouldn't want people to straight out tell me. But I definitely do want to watch it. See what happened. It's a good one. It's a long one, I've heard. I had a concept for this one, actually. Sam being Sam. If Calamity is anything to go by, I'm gonna cry. Sometimes just look up his last speech as Loquacious just to feel something. I'm absolutely going to cry. Well, feel rough. Gonna leave you on the screen. Gonna leave me on screen while you curl up and watch Brain Dead Media and other. Well then, I hope you feel better soon, Snacks. Thank you for being here. Taking a sip of coffee in your honor. I don't know what kind of symbolism that could be, but I've done it. For this thumbnail, I want a side-by-side of Martyr Locarius and the One Reborn. Try and get people hyped about these 2 fights. Symbolic of my hope for snacks to refresh their vitality the way coffee does. And a symbol of +1 speed if star news to be believed. I should sell enamel pins with video game status symbols. Like Stardew Valley status effects. Maybe from Soulsborne games. Just so you can display your mood for the day. Feel poisoned. What could that mean? I don't know. It's up to you to decide. I think I got a pretty good screenshot of Martyr Logarius. So we're gonna move on to the Wonderboard and get another screenshot of his incredible bod. If I sleep halfway through this one. Well, spoilers, Julia gets good. It's very intense. She had to really get in the zone. Julia's so funny, she really is. She'll be like, there's no way I can do this, and then she does it. And everyone's like, about that. Jacob getting fake mad at her for being so good is also funny. I think there's part of it that that's him trying to convince Julia that she is in fact a good gamer, but refuses to see the evidence of it. I think he plays it up for the drama. No, this is not episode 9, it's episode 9, and this is episode 10. Get this guy over here. Not what I wanted to do. And then we'll get this guy over here. Like that, probably. And we'll use the marquee selection tool, if I can find it. Rectangular marquee. And what's the center? I need a center line. That's the center. No, I want it. Then we can grab this guy and scooch him over. So that's as far down as it goes. Let's get you a little bit higher up then. I need to get rid of that health bar. So it's gonna be fun. Let's clip that to the old guy layer. And grab a textured acrylic and just give it a little paint over. Nothing too fancy, nothing too precise, just blotch some colors. Or someone related. If you hear any thumping, it's probably from the construction. My roof is still being worked on. Actually, they should be done with the roof today, and then move on to the ceiling and insulation. It's taking a little longer than I'd like to, but in their defense, they're doing a pretty good job. I'm just impatient. Because I want my kitchen back. So far so good, yeah. I was a little worried because when we originally pitched the project, the contractor was like, you might lose a few centimeters of height because of the way we have to like redo this. Given the circumstances. But I think my ceiling was sagging. So we ended up pretty much at the same spot. So I'm not mad about that. Because there's now an exposed beam that holds one of the walls. And it's where one of the one of the roof like frames was resting, and it's straight up to one point, and then it like sags down a little bit. So I think some of the water damage sagged on my roof, which I hadn't even noticed. It's probably very gradual. And the new roof is no longer, or the new roof is not held with wooden beams. They're like those metallic ones are usually used now. Those fancy, I think they're aluminum. Or maybe they are, maybe they're just thicker aluminum. I don't actually remember. So no sagging, and potentially no rusting. It's also going to be properly insulated. Because the old ceiling was insulated up to a point. And then it wasn't. It was also held by hooks and rings in some spots. I think it was very easy to dismantle because it was basically falling apart. So, that was the thing. So we'll see how much they do today. They should be able to install. No, actually, that might take a little longer. I'm hoping that they can install the ceiling today, at least on the kitchen. Area. Because I actually ended up doing like the whole old ceiling. Not just the kitchen, because doing only a little bit of it would have meant that the rest of it was basically meaningless. It's not bad, it's just, or it wasn't something that came up after the initial talk with the contractor as was planned. But I don't know if they'll be able to do all of that today. Or maybe they will. They seem to pace themselves more on stages rather than working and moving to the next phase immediately. So one day they did the metal beams, and then the next day they did the wood that goes on top, and then the next day they did the actual roof. So depending on how they're sectioning that off, might take a little longer or a little less. Again, they're doing a good job. I'm just impatient. I want it now. Work all day. Don't take breaks. I'm mostly worried because we are technically in rain season. Thanks to climate change that has been delayed. So no rain yet, but as long as they're done with the roof before any rain happens, I'll be fine. Any bloodborne death? What's the background? Situation. Fully transparent, yes. Put this over here. And we'll add a gradient. Oh, you can't do it from transparent. No. Well, that's okay. We can do the same thing we did last time. Just add a layer. Think overlay is the best. Let me move this node down. I don't have my my runtime on this one because it's a new file. That's okay. I do feel like I need to make these boys pop more. Back to the masking mines. We'll duplicate this guy, group it with that. You get rid of that one. So the way I was, yeah. Actually, no, I can't because of the way I did the other section. So this is just going to have to be old school. Don't mess up your mask. It's a little complicated when you're left-handed. Do I have a flip canvas button? I should. Settings, shortcuts, photo, view. Where's the horizontal shift? Or the mirroring, I should say. So under edit. Actually, I should just see here. Document. Okay, it's under document. Shortcut. Document. Flip. This will make it a little easier. Back to the masking lines. You and your tube is linear divergent. Haven't we all been there? Actually, I don't know if I've been there. I hide my personality because I don't like people to know me. Not because I want to think I'm weird. Is that actually part of this body or is that part of the background? I think that's part of the background. Let's assume that's part of the background. Valid too, thank you. At any point when I'm in a group of strangers, or even with friends in public, I may or may not be lying about myself. I say may or may not because I do it reflectively. I don't think about it, I just do it. So if my stories don't add up, I'm sorry. They may never will. Nothing against you. The general you. That's why I tell people not to trust me. Very easy to lie. You'd be surprised. Need to reach French level 2 to unlock Khaz's personality. More or less, yeah. Need to fill up that bar. Alternatively, you could fill me up. Whichever is easiest for you. I hope it was a good shower. Welcome back, Lab. Talking about how I don't trust people, so I compulsively lie about myself. It was okay, you needed it. A side effect of the construction that's happening at home, we use propane to cook and heat water. So because of where we usually keep the propane tank, we had to move it so that it wouldn't be like smashed by something. So we don't have hot water during the week. We all took a shower on Saturday. Actually, no, my sister took a shower on Sunday because I took a shower late on Saturday, and that gas tank was emptying, so the shower was kind of cold. I had to buy a new one. Stress has flare-ups, psoriasis has things, your head is scaly and itchy and you've been scratching. So there's some open scabs and it's time. Yeah. My scalp also gets scabby sometimes, but not terribly much. Nothing unmanageable. Because my dad had psoriasis. You dyed your hair over the weekend again, but you're holding off until the stuff clears up again? Yeah, I imagine it would probably sting if you just did it. Was I ever a mascot or that was fake? No, that was real. I did that twice. I don't know if I've lied on stream. I probably have. Who wouldn't? Let's rasterize and trim. At some point you decided you make a list of facts about friends because you forget so many things. Guess what happened? You forgot to update the list. Forgot the list existed till you were clearing it out. You were clearing out old notes 2 days ago. See, this is why you need to have like a physical journey thing book. Because then you see it. If it's buried in an app in your phone, you're gonna lose it. Why do I think you have physical journals for D&D? Because you're a freak and you like journals and writing and physical things. It's not because you'll forget about it, it's because you just like the physical experience. The end result is the same, but it's not for the same reason. I would be surprised if you forget something. It's nice that I think you won't also forget about that. Not if you leave it open. Just don't put it in a drawer. As long as you don't put it in a drawer, it'll be fine. Because you'll see it. And your brain will be like, oh, it's the thing that I was doing. Speaking of D&D things, I need to look up the stuff that you were adding to my character. That's the only reason you remember the mascot thing. Well, now you know. That wasn't a lie. We can chat about it later. Yeah, I think that would be best for me. If we hop on a call and you run me through my options. I just don't know when. Late this week, probably. I haven't started developing anything for my backstory yet, so we have time. Okay. Good, then I don't need to worry about it too soon. Could literally ask you what's on your nightstand right now and you're not sure you can answer me. Does this assume that you would be saying it from memory or by looking at your nightstand? Because my point is that if you have a thing in front of you, it's less likely to be forgotten about. Of course, you could give me an itemized list of your stuff, Lab. And you would do it for fun. You would make the list all pretty and shit. With like bullet points and subcategories. I can tell you some of the things that are on my nightstand. Because there are not many. But I have a lamp. I have my phone charger. I think my hair trimmer is somewhere in there. My old watch, or my old smartwatch, I shouldn't say old, my previous smartwatch, I think it's stashed in there. A box of keycaps. Am I correct? Mostly. Oh, there's an old phone in there. You can faintly see all the things that are on my nightstand. There's the light. There's my phone charger. The Chromecast remote. There's a phone in there. Some hair ties. Also hair clips. And there's stuff down there. This nightstand should have a drawer, but I took it out and I never put it back in. It's a piece of shit nightstand. I need a new one. But it's functional, so I don't have a reason to get rid of it. Unless I had a different place where to leave that one. But We have too many pieces of furniture as is, and none of them are particularly well thought out. Because they were meant for a space, and then they just kind of had to shuffle and fill a different function. We've been slowly making progress on finding better uses for the furniture that we have. Make some slight modifications. And what's not. Rasterize and trim. Why didn't you? Oh, I probably put it like rasterize to mask. Did not mean to do that. I don't know if I want the other glue for both of them, but I do need something to differentiate them. Maybe if I do a different kind of glue. Overlay makes it less obvious. It's not very good. Why if I do it in black? No. What if I do it in green? Make him look toxic as shit. That looks awful. Let's go with overlay in white. It's kind of a good middle ground. We'll add the same to Grandpa. I did that wrong. It's a bit more subtle. And we'll add an adjustment layer. Just to make it a little darker. I can feel my computer struggling, so hopefully it's not too bad. And I need a separate adjustment layer clipped to the main guy. increase the contrast a bunch. And we'll do the same for you. So now they're brighter in the background. Bring this back. We'll make it bigger. Probably don't want overlay, do I? You got yourself some peach oolong to make yourself feel better. Browsing Facebook. Well, it's too warm to sip. You found something. Definitely a thing. Is it more counterfeit money? That'd be really funny. I need to redo this gradient. It's a hanging plant Furby. Now that really answers much. It really doesn't. I want to need you to elaborate a little bit. It's in stream text. Flying over. You know what my problem is? I kind of like it. I'm kind of into it. I don't know what that says about me. But I'm kind of into it. Fucking weird. Yes. Next question. Kind of need this to separate itself more. Tiny dyed quartz crystal troll. Customize my little ponies. And a bunch of fucked up Furby stickers. This person went through a bad breakup. Did I do a save? I missed it, but I can save again. I think that's just her brand. Something happened to this person very clearly before they decided to set up this company. I feel like they had some shit to work through. You don't just actually, no, you could just come up with that It's not impossible for that to be a thing. Maybe they're just like that. Maybe I'm being what's the because prejudice is the noun. What's the word for that, but when you're doing the action? Can't remember. It must be some other word, because I don't think you conjugate that one. Judgy, thank you. I knew it was some other word. Just can't remember which one. Do you think I'm projecting? I haven't gone through a bad breakup. I'm not even sure if I've ever gone through a breakup. I'd have to analyze my past relationships. Prejudiced is a thing. It just feels weird in that sentence. I went through a bad breakup. I like to. I don't know. Maybe it'll make me a better artist. Maybe I'll finally pick up oil painting or something. Or poetry. This guy was onto something. Definitely went through a bad breakup. As an adjective, so I would have to be prejudiced. Bo married his cousin, yeah, and then she died. Like shortly after. It wasn't a long-lived marriage. I don't even know if it was even a happy marriage. There's not a lot of information in Poe, or about Poe, because he was a drunkard. He died on the street. It's a pretty uneventful life. Or unremarkable, I should say, not uneventful. He only got famous after he died, like every poet. Couldn't even handle a friend breakup without making several anxieties worse. You would not do well with an actual breakup. A friend breakup is an actual breakup. Do not underplay that. Friendships are very important. And losing a friend is rough. That I can vouch for. I've lost a couple friends. But I've also made more friends. They're all replaceable. I'm kidding. That Julia face is very good for sure still not replaceable. No. Pretty sure Poe could look at Happy Kittens and be like, whoa, wherefore thou visit this world, for upon this fluffings, the tiny swords. I mean, he did write the one story about the black cat. Actually, what's all in this one? These are the selected short stories, so it's not all of them. But it does have a few of my favorites, like the Black Cat's classic. Not his best, I would say. Spectacles is really funny. If you want to read funny Poe stories, the Spectacles is really good. Cask of Amontillado is a classic. Is that all of them? Wow, I got ripped off. It doesn't have the Raven. Why did I buy this book? I think I just bought it because I was in LA. I went to the like huge library. Obligatory, if you want to understand the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, you should read Eleonora. No, Leonore, yes. I always get it mixed up because I had a book that incorrectly translated the name. Oh, this is the one where they kept saying an inspiring visage. Yeah. I don't want to put the guy on the thumbnail because that's like half the stream. How they got to that point. But maybe his silhouette. Favorite poem you've read by Poe is Annabel Lee. I don't think I remember that one. I did read through a lot of his shit back in the day, but I don't remember most of them. The one about the car going to the moon is weird. And I think it's technically one of the first... No, I'm lying. It is like a weird entry into sci-fi for Poe, but I think sci-fi was a thing already. I don't know if it's cataloged as sci-fi, but it technically is. I have a book that includes Hannibal Lee. Nice. I will give it a read. I actually don't know if it's in here. I don't think so. I can see on the list. No. Yeah, we'll have to give it a read. I am once made, I think I've told this story before. I once made the university buy a Poe book to be in, so they could have it in the library. And it was just this thick book of all of his shit, and it had like gold edged pages, hardcover. It was a really nice book. I was very tempted to steal it, but now the university just has it. Just has this really nice copy of Edgar Allan Poe's poems and short stories. I think I technically can still go and ask for it by virtue of being a former student at that university. And it's a public, I always say that word wrong. It's a public university, so technically the library is a public library. I believe, I don't remember if that's entirely correct. Going to request this very particular book for the university library to get, steals it. No one will know. Who could possibly trace it back to me? Can I put Dijon in here? I could if I really wanted to. Can I trim just a layer? Not trims the entire canvas. Okay, fine. We're going to lasso M. That's not the lasso tool. And we're going to rasterize, cut, paste. Get rid of you. Put you in place of Jacob. And I have to adjust some colors, so that's okay. And we're going to erase around them, masking, a soft masking brush, 0% hardness and 1% spacing. Graph paper and pencils are great. I bet they are. I'm hoping I don't need to remove Jacob, but I might need to remove some parts of Jacob. That's okay, it should be pretty easy. Just get this all the way back in. And I think part of this door. And that should be all that's needed, really. God, it's a little more. Need this to be gone. I'm mainly doing this to preserve the character's silhouettes. If you're wondering why I'm bothering. Quick pause. All right. You never wonder why I bother? Well, you usually know. It's because I can't let things be. For this little section of it, I'm gonna do. I can't just use the healing tool because it takes the color from the underlying pixels. So I'm just gonna have to paint wood. At least I'm not stuck in painting clouds hell that I set myself for quite a few streams for a little bit. That was a time. We all had fun. And that's the version I'm sticking to. We all had fun. Probably get rid of this microphone, stabbing him in the back. Get a shadow from the guitar back. Shadow's way too unblurry. That'll do. I think it needs to be more of an angle, but actually no. Will a shadow be in an angle? No, it's a straight line, but it's a cross section of the object. Yeah. I should probably remove the microphone from Julia's face while I'm at it. Shouldn't be terrible hard. This relatively simple jersey. I'm gonna add some splashes of color to begin with. You wanted to double check the definition of shadow. By the way, speaking of shadow, you guys see that Keanu Reeves is potentially Shadow the Hedgehog in the new movie? It's, not mad about it. He has a vibe for it. I think he can nail the early 2000s style villain. That's also really fucking cool. As long as he doesn't have to do an English accent. I don't think Shadow is English. I don't think he would need to. Jersey goes all the way up. Sleeve would hang there. Need to re-add some of the leathers. There's a hammering. It's not bad, but it's there. Okay. As long as it's not bad. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I'd buy that. It's not perfect, but the colors are correct. I feel like the less perfect I try to get these repaints, the more convincing they look. I feel like the twitchy nature of painting it like that makes it more organic. This will increase so hard. Whoop. Cat tail is going to be a challenge. But when have I turned down a challenge? No one mentioned that one Bloodborne boss that I decided not to fight. But other than that, I've never turned down a challenge. Let's get these colors faded between each other a little bit better. And then I need to redo the creases on the shirt. This highlight color, put it back there along the seam. Poo Poo Man Boy. Oh wow. Shiny into you. I'm doing okay. I started the day a little tired, but slowly recovering my wits. Sitting here repainting my boss's shirt because I just can't not have it look clean. And now we redo a cat's tail. Why is I not for this again? Very high dedication. Yeah, I should look into doing less. Play a bit of Elden Ring and soft lock yourself because you dare to try the patches side quest. You got stuck in an infinite Elden Ring, so you're taking a break from the game. Sounds like a smart idea. Not a game you want to play all pissed off. Oh, infinite loading screen. I figured it had something to do with that. I took a ring as in like the loading symbol. I don't even know if Elden Ring has a ring as a loading symbol. It would be a wasted opportunity if they don't. See how convincingly I can pull off cat fur. I think it will be relatively simple because there's already fur around. I was having this conversation with my sister the other day because she was trying to design fur for a product that a client asked for. And I was telling her how fur and other things are contextual. So it could literally look like anything, but if you put it in the context of something that's furry, then it will look like fur. So because of that, because of that, I don't need to do a ton to make this look furry because there's already fur going on. So as long as I keep a similar structure, your brain will go like, oh yeah, it's fur. So all you can do to trick the brain into believing that something is a thing. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm getting ever closer to that 1 million. Gonna be working on your comic with me in the background? Hell yeah. Might not have terribly long left, but kind of feeling adventurous, so maybe I will redo this guy thumbnail. I think everyone has forgotten about that goal I set. I don't even know if I have it showing on my page. I do. I'm only 999,513 away. I'll get it in no time. Okay, I do need to obscure Dijon. Oh, new snag emote. Hell yeah. We'll just immediately from the layer effects, we'll add color overlay just to obscure him. That looks awful. I just need him to not look, or to not be fully visible. Still want a grumpy and a howby. Howby? It's how you... I had to adjust my camera focus settings. That's how you leave the room. Howdy when you come in. Howby when you are leaving. It's the lesser noun. I guess it wouldn't be a greeting. How biased when you have to deal with people judging your sexuality. Yeah, that'll happen. We'll add our usual gradient. And look at that, it almost looks like the remnants of a painting. We'll change the gradient colors to, I guess, a purple, since that's complementary to green. Purple to red. It's not purple though. That's purple. Make sure that the gradient fall off is really large. make this a color layer. And then because I'm lazy, I'm just gonna mask out Julia. Don't tell my boss that I'm being lazy. He won't care. Jacob will approve, yeah. Both Jacob and Julia will be like, hell yeah, do less. I wonder what their reaction would be if they ever knew that I hand paint their clothes back on. We've never discussed my process with thumbnails. Should tell them one day and find out? Probably. Maybe over dinner one day. Or lunch. This does need some text. I will make it white. Inspiring visage. And we'll give it a shadow and we'll offset it opposite to him. Makes him too noticeable. I want the image to be a little flatter. Flatter as in flat, now that I'm flattering him. I don't know what's up with Nerdy Jane. I don't think she's streaming anymore. And I know Ark did a rebrand, but I don't know if that ever got anywhere. Ow. Yeah, the one time Lep and I played 76 was pretty fun, but any game that you play with someone that's fun to hang out with, it's gonna be fun. So it's not really a praise on 76, it's just a praise on Lep being a fun friend. Remember that one time we played backgammon together? It's the kind of friend Lep and I are. Beat my ass at backgammon. Fun times. I feel like the shadow around the text needs to be a little bit more. It just needs to be darker. There we go, that's all I wanted. Whether multiplayer solitaire exists. I think that's called poker. But I could be wrong. I guess in poker you're not always trying to get them in order. Solitaire Battle Royale. Someone would definitely do that. Although the Battle Royale craze is much less now. It's a lot of poker variants. Most poker I've played was this one game called Texas Hold'em, which is a style of poker as well. But I never made it too far into that game because I suck at poker. You are familiar with Texas Hold'em? Nice. You only know Balatro. I love Balatro because the maker of that game has never played poker. I suck at poker, the basis of playing is lying. Yeah, I've never played poker against real people. I only played the Texas Hold'em game, and it's harder to lie to a computer. We did play blackjack with my friends. Back when Mago was training to be a croupier. Because he needed practice with like counting chips. Although we used regular ass coins. So I don't know how much it helped, but it was fun. Poker themed roguelike deck building video game. That's what Balatro is? Yep. It only resembles poker in the sense that you have to make the combinations that you would in poker, but it's not a poker game. It's more like I don't know what to compare it with. Sounds like something you need to play. I've heard that it's really fun. So yeah. I also don't think it's terribly expensive. It was made by one guy. Dragon's Dogma 2. The Mother of Dogs. It's exported. Why do I want his face to be more obscured? That should be okay. I'm going to very quickly. I might not finish the entire thing, but I do want to conceptualize a new thumbnail for Sky, and maybe I'll just finish it later. Because this thumbnail is pretty cute, but I feel like I need something more impactful. See if I can get an interesting. You know, the game on screen is now it's called Sky. It is. It's also available on PC. Go to the SSS video on it and click the link in the description so they get bonus points. The double. Should be pretty quick. See if I can speedrun this one. Now I always say that it should be quick and then it's not quick. So I'm gonna do just a rough job. just to see how I feel about the idea. Since I'm kind of inspired, and it's not terribly late by where I am, so I don't need to worry about lunch just yet. Also, I had breakfast late. I had breakfast like just before stream. Because I woke up late, because I fell asleep late, watching House empty. And having a silly time watching that. I don't know how I ever thought it was about medicine. Oh, your high school English teachers resemble Hillary. Nice. Is that how you say your name? Ish. Oh, it's not quite Ariel. Are we talking about house? Because I just put it on when I'm trying to sleep. Because I don't care if I don't end up watching it. It's your favorite show for a long while. I think a lot of people had fun with it. Another thing you started watching too young, probably. Yep. Sounds about right. Not gonna be able to get the font one-to-one, but I might be able to get the style relatively similar. Don't know why House is having such a renaissance on Tumblr. I think it's because people were complaining about it on Twitter. As Twitter does. Mouse Bites meme has helped. I haven't seen that. I'm out of the loop on that one. I recently got my Tumblr account back. If you want to throw suggestions of what I should follow on there. Made that account in 2014. Or earlier. I don't remember when my Hillary post. Earliest. Reblog. Sorry. Was. Technically been on Tumblr for the same time. We created our accounts at a similar time. I think you beat me on hours used, just by a slight margin. But yeah, if you think I should follow someone, DM me about it or tag me on Twitter. Green is a nice account to follow. I probably should. Probably anyone Drawfee related is going to be my first grouping. My biggest hurdle is that I don't really care about following people. I use the Discover tab on Twitter. I don't, or I think they call it For You now. I just browse Twitter based on what it shows me. I don't really care. So, like, going out of my way to follow people on Tumblr is a choice that I'm willing to go through, but I don't think it's my usual go-to way of doing things. If I'm going to do that, it should be behind the text. That obscures. Kind of like the idea of putting the eye between the like at the columns section, but that also makes it harder to read unless I give this an outline just for some negative space in there. Then the eye is really tiny. Still think I should make accounts to impersonate you on Twitter and whatnot so I can get all the porn accounts. Don't worry, Facebook shows me softcore porn all the time. I'm set. Okay. I think this is an interesting enough thumbnail, and I think that is enough work for today. Decently length stream, roughly 3 hours. Actually, almost exactly 3 hours, if I finish on time. I'll be back on... I'll just stay online for 6 more hours. I wish I had the energy to do that. I'll be back on Thursday for more reluctant parenting in God of War. We have some giants to find and a big ass mountain to climb again. Obviously, if something stops me from streaming, I'll let you guys know. Hopefully more than an hour before the stream happens. And then Sunday is business as usual. Hopefully the construction will be done by then. Because I want it done. I want my kitchen back. But yeah, I've been Khaz. You were wonderful. Remember that you're very important to me. And remember to not cheat. I didn't have a good outro. Worcestershire.